Hey Internet, Eric here. Jean-Claude Van January continues here on the channel. What that is basically, unless I have a specific live stream planned or something that maybe I saw that I really want to talk about, it's going to be nothing but Jean-Claude Van Damme movies here on the channel, or discussed here on the channel for this month. And today I'm going to talk about one of my favorites that I haven't seen in a long time. And after this recent watch, I still really enjoy it. 1995's Sudden Death. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 1995. Basic plot of this is Jean-Claude Van Damme plays an ex-firefighter, and he had an incident where he was trying to save a little girl at a I don't know if it was a house fire or some type of complex. Was on fire. He was pinned under the debris. He was holding her, trying to comfort her, and then suddenly more debris fell on him. He fell on top of her, and when he was rescued, he got up. She had been suffocated due to what happened, and due to his PTSD, he left the firefighting force. I guess you would say is now a fire marshal, and he is the fire marshal for the. It's an event, the last, I guess you would say, game in the Stanley Cup Finals. It is the Penguins versus the Blackhawks, and while that is happening, he has taken his two children. He's divorced. Um, while that is happening, Powers Booth has a group of people working for him. The vice president is there to witness the final game. Powers Booth takes the vice president and a bunch of other people hostage. $1 billion and some change has to be delivered to the various bank accounts. 1/3 per. I don't know. It's not quarter. One third per third of the game. I'm not a fucking hockey guy. Um, and if that isn't transferred, a certain amount by this third, certain amount by this third, period. Certain amount by this period, certain amount by this period. The first two, he's going to execute some people, and if he doesn't get all of his funds by the third period, he's going to blow up the arena, and it's up to Van Damme to save the day. Really enjoyed this one. First off, welcome back Peter Hyams, the director. He is back with Van Damme a year later after Time Cop. Time Cop I thought was okay. I didn't realize how much of Peter Hyams' work I really enjoyed. I enjoyed this one. Time Cop was good. I love the movie he did. Stay Tuned with John Ritter and Pam Dauber. He did a favorite of mine that seems like no one really enjoys. End of Days with Schwarzenegger. And he also did The Relic, which I discussed a handful of months ago. Anyways, first off, Van Damme's actually really good in this one. Why? Because he's just doing what he is known to do. He's there to kick ass and save the day. He's not trying to be romantic with anyone. No chemistry with Mia Sarah, the hot blonde in Bloodsport, anything like that. He's just there to kick butt and save the day, and he's really freaking good. He's got a really good chemistry with pretty much everyone that he's on screen with, and I think it's because he's not trying to be fucking romantic. He's great with the kids. He's got a good rapport when he's talking back and forth to Powers Booth. Anyone that he comes into contact with, he's really good with. Powers Booth. First off, the coolest fucking name that an actor could have. He's really good at being so low key but dangerous. He's got some really good, I wouldn't say one liners, but he's got some really good lines. The cook at the arena, his wife is taken hostage and she is executed. And he decides just to kill the cook after, the cook helping getting him to like the president's box, you know what I mean? Or the vice president is. Kills the cook and says, well, his wife recently passed away. He'd be lonely without her. That type of stuff. When he eventually kidnaps Van Damme's daughter, and he's just being menacing, saying what he's wanting to say, and she's not giving him information. He says something, and then he says a line, "How would you like it if I filled your mouth with a bunch of spiders?" Written on paper, that sounds stupid. Anybody could have made that line be really awful and ridiculous because it is. You believed that Powers Booth would really do that to this little girl. He's amazing. Other characters. I mean, there's not a lot of other characters. The two children are okay. The little girl, she is fine. She's got a nice chemistry with Van Damme. Their relationship is cute when he's walking them. Her and the little boy around the arena, introducing him to Icy, the Penguins mascot, stuff like that. Um, she's fine, when she's scared, you buy it, type of thing. The son he's just a brat. He's supposed to be a brat. There's some cheesy fucking scenes that are pretty lame, though. There is a scene that is cool that Van Damme eventually has to. he he's on the run from the bad guys, and he takes the costume, like he hides in the costume of the Penguins goalie. He's out on the ice. He is so nervous. There is a drop line. He introduces, brings his kid into the locker room with all the players. He does drop a line that he once played some minor league hockey back in Canada. And he saves he stops the puck. And then there is this thing where, he had learned how to say "I love you" in sign language with his daughter. The son finds it lame. He catches the puck. He looks at his son right there in the crowd, does the whole "I love you" thing. And it's very cheesy. You have the whole kid standing up out of his chair. You have the camera right above the kid coming down, closing up on his face. He's just like, whatever. And then there's a scene where kid causes trouble, scares off the daughter, and that's how she ends up getting captured. He's just being a mean older brother. Van Damme shows up and he says, "You sit here, you don't move from this chair. I don't care if the building is falling down, you don't move from this chair." Well, explosions happen. Everybody's running away. The kid literally sits there the whole fucking time until Van Damme picks him up. "I didn't move, Dad. I didn't move." Whatever. Other characters, like bad guys are bad guys. I did like the one character who took the wife of the cook hostage. And when he's talking to her on the phone, like the cook says, "If you hurt one hair on my wife's head," and he says, "What are you gonna do? Burn my toast?" He's funny. He's got some charisma. So that's all when it comes to really the actors, the characters. Action, great. Okay, when I said the action was kind of slow until the finale of Time Cop, Peter Hyams must have learned something in a year because the action in this is really, really good. I love there's a lot of great fight scenes. I love the fight scene where Van Damme is taking care of one of the thugs who's dressed as Icy the Penguin. It's a good fight. I love a lot of the fights in the locker rooms. When he's dressed as a goalie, he's going to beat the shit out of one guy. There is a fight where they are taking, it's a fight on top of the dome. And the dome is open because they shoot fireworks out of it. Well, Van Damme is hanging, of course, from the open spot of the dome while the other guy is beating him. And, of course, Van Damme grabs him, pulls the guy, explosions type of thing. Final act is chaotic because what Van Damme is doing is he is going from different parts of the structure and trying to disarm the bombs. He's not able to get every single one of them disarmed in time by the end of the game. So Powers Boothe flips the switch. He's flipping all these switches. None of them go off until one of them does. And it blows apart one of the water mains. People are going crazy. People are trampling over each other. The water is going everywhere. It's great. I love how the feds are trying to get involved because obviously the vice president is one of the hostages. A vice president is played by a character actor. Don't know his name. You might recognize him there with Powers Boothe. The first thing that popped into my head, he's in Walk Hard. Dewey Cox's dad. Wrong kid died. That guy. Anyways, the feds are getting involved. They're in helicopters, and then you got the guy. What are you gonna do? Burn my toast? He's got a rocket launcher. He's blowing up helicopters. The final fight between Van Damme and Powers Boothe is really good. It ends up in a over-the-top helicopter crash where the helicopter falls through the opening of the dome, lands on the ice, blows up. It's cheesy, but it's 1995. What do you expect? It's a 1995 Van Damme movie. Lots of fun. This movie is like an hour and 50 minutes or close to an hour and 50 minutes long. To me, it doesn't lag because I really like Van Damme's performance here. There's something about him here. Again, I think it's just because he's there to kick ass. and it's not cheesy like Guile. You know what I mean? You want to watch Street Fighter because Guile's he's out of his element trying to be this all American hero type of stuff, and you're watching him for all the wrong reasons. In this one, I really really like him, and it's just him figuring out where the bombs would be located. Him trying to uh, disarm the bombs and be nervous. I bought it. So I really think Van Damme does a really good job here. Um, the ending just kind of ends. You know what I mean? He saves the day, and then he has to go back to, has to go to the hospital, and now the kids are proud of him because at first they were kind of disappointed that he was no longer a fireman. They think he changes light bulbs for a living, as a fire marshal type of thing. So he gets his redemption. He saves the kids. He's a hero in their eyes. Powers Boothe is blown up. Lots of fun. I highly recommend Sudden Death. I have this in four. Well, this is the 4K thing. You don't need it in 4K. I found it on eBay, regular Blu-ray only. It's Kino Lorber, so you still get the bonus features on this. I don't need 4K, but I do recommend getting this on Blue because it's a lot of fun. Van Damme's great. Powers Boothe is amazing as always. The other villains are pretty charismatic. There's some stupid, shitty stuff with the son. Who cares? That's just what you deal with kid actors. Great action, over the top. Loved it. One of my favorites that I have discussed so far this January. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Comment below. Have you seen this one? Do you love it? Do you hate it? The usual spiel I say in all these. Coming up as of this recording tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, I will be interviewing AVN Hall of Famer Melissa Hill. We will talk about her life in adult films, being a radio show host, having a few roles in some movies, mainstream movies, her life as an animal rescuer, lots of fun. And next up for Jean-Claude Van January, I'm going to try to pump these out more now because work's been really fucking busy. I do know because I just started the movie. Next up to discuss is one I've never seen before, Double Impact, where Van Damme plays plays twin brothers, two opposites. Bolo Young is one of the villains. Hilarity ensues, I'm assuming. So that's it. Yada, yada, yada. Thank you for watching. Cheers.